Hello, everyone. My name is Chutikant. I'm going to be your English teacher for the next 4 weeks. Under normal circumstances, you will see me in the classroom. We will study together in person. But because of the situation with COVID 19, we're going to study with one another through the video. So every week, I'm going to upload the video of our lessons so that you can study wherever you are or whenever you want to. As you can see on the screen, our class will focus on English for presentation. So as a student, I'm pretty sure that most of you have given a presentation either in Thai or in Chinese. So you might be familiar with the format of giving a presentation. The only difference in this classroom is that you're going to learn how to give a presentation in English. Every week, the video that I'm going to download will take about 15 to 20 minutes. I don't want to make it too long because otherwise you will get bored after seeing me for more than half an hour. And I will also email the handouts and the PowerPoints of our presentation as well. So in this video, in this first video, we're going to focus on three things. First, we will study the definition of presentation. You will learn what the presentation is, and we will talk about different types of presentations. And we end this lesson by talking about the preparation for a presentation. So let's start with the definition of presentation. So what is a presentation? A presentation is the process of presenting a topic to an audience. So there will be a speaker talking to an audience or listeners. An audience could be a small number of students or it can be a large crowd. Presentation come in a lot of different forms and it serves a variety of purposes. For examples, a presentation can be a demonstration of new products, or it could be introductions of a new policy. It could be a lecture or speech with an aim to inform you about something, or to persuade you to do something, or not to do something, or to present a new idea, or as in your case, you are a student, you are presenting a research paper, or to sell a product. Next, we're going to move on to our second topic for this lesson. We're going to talk about types of presentation. There are many types of presentation. So I'm going to give you a definition of each type of presentation along with some examples and a picture so that it will help you to understand each presentations better. So let's start with press conference. What is a press conference? Press conference is a meeting or an interview given by a famous person or company to announce something. For example, in this picture, this might be chief executive of famous companies, and they announce to the journalists about their investments or about their joint venture or about their merger. Next type of presentation is briefing. Briefing is a meeting for giving information or instruction. So in this picture, the gentleman here might be the head of the food and beverage department, and he's giving instruction to his staff about maybe the preparation before the wedding banquet. Okay. Next type of presentation is demonstration. Demonstration is an act of showing the operations or the use of a machine, a device, or a product to prospective buyer. For example, in this picture, these two sales assistants are showing how the new blending machines work to customer. So if the customer are interested in the product, the customer can ask these two assistants how the machine work. I'm sure that you can see a lot of product demonstration at the department store. Next is the next type of presentation is product launch. Product launch is the process of introducing a new product for sale for the first time and attracting people attention to it. For example, in this picture, The CEO of Apple might be introducing the new iPhone 11 Pro Max to the group of journalists for the first time. Next is a lecture. A lecture is an educational talk to the large group of students in a lecture hall. I'm sure that most of you are familiar with these types of presentations. Next one is a talk. A talk is a general discussions about different topics. So people who share the same interest might invite the guest speakers or might invite an expert to talk about something that they like together. Next is a seminar. A seminar is a class at the university in which a topic is discussed by a teacher and a small group of students. Unlike in the lecture hall where there's a lot of students, seminar is maybe about 10 to 20 students. The purpose of seminar is that it will encourage students to express their idea, to discuss with one another, because you can't do that in a lecture. There will be too many people. Not everyone can speak. But in seminar, because there are not so many people, so students can express their viewpoint, exchange the idea together. Next one is workshop. As the name suggests, work. A workshop is a meeting with a group of people engaged in intensive discussions and participate in activity or practice on a particular subject or project. So at the workshop, you are not supposed to just sit and listen. You have to do something. You have to engage in some activity, not just sit and listen. The last one, which I think might be relevant to you, this is called academic conference. So what is academic conference? Okay, sorry. Academic conference or symposium is a conference for researcher or student like you to present and discuss your research paper. So conferences are usually composed of various types of presentations, and each presenter will be given 10 to 30 minutes to talk about their work. And presentations are usually followed by a discussion. So as master degree students, one of the conditions for your graduation is that you need to have your research paper published. So in order to do that, you have to submit your research paper to academic conference. And once your paper has been accepted, you will have to prepare yourself to give a presentation at the international conference or at a conference. So this could be you in the future. So that's why being able to giving a presentation in English, it could be really relevant or important to you. Next, we're going to talk about preparation for presentation. So here is some do and don't for you, some tip before you go out and give a presentation. So first, find out about the audience, how many people will be there, who they are, why they will be there, and how much they know about the subject. Because giving a presentation to university professors might be a bit different from giving a presentation to a high school student. So if you know who is your audience, you can change or you can change or you can adjust your content accordingly. Next, find out about the venues, the facility, check the room, check the seating plan, check if the equipment works, check if you want a microphone, do they have a microphone, do they have speaker, do they have a whiteboard or flip chart in case you need it. And next, plan the content and structure. Don't leave it too late. Plan your content and structure in advance. But don't write the complete text of the presentation, because when you give a presentation, it will look like you read from the text. It will sound unnatural. Next, try to memorize the first 5 sentences of your talk. When you are giving a presentation, especially for strangers, for people you don't know, so it will be only natural that you feel a bit nervous. So if you remember the first 5 sentences of your talk, it will make you feel at ease at the beginning of your presentation, and it will make you less nervous and have a little bit of confidence. Next, if you have time, I would recommend you to prepare visual aid. Visual aids mean like a pictures, chart or diagram or video clip, because all these visual aid will act their interest in your presentations, and it will be easy for the listener to follow your presentation as well. Next, rehearse your presentation with your friends or colleagues. As I said, practice makes perfect. So rehearse with your friend many times, because your friends or your colleague can tell you which bit or which part of the presentation is still unclear, so you can change it beforehand. Next, introduce yourselves and your subject. At the beginnings of your presentation, don't forget to introduce yourselves and your subject. Why? Because at the academic conference, many a presentation happen at the same time. There will be many room and many speaker. So introduce yourself and your subject so that people who come to listen to you know that they are at the right place. Next, outline what you are going to talk about. Describe different section of your part. Then the last one is that say whether people should ask questions during the talk or at the end. Normally, at the academic conference, you will be given only 30 minutes. So I would recommend you to tell people to ask your question at the end of your talk. So that's it. This is the first video of our lesson, English for presentation. So you can take a break, and then when you're ready, you can turn on the second video. Thank you.